Thank you so much for staying here. It's now time to talk sports. And the Black Meteors were able to make a big deal of that game between the Algerian counterparts in Algiers, and it sent a wave of joy for many football lovers. But what's the big deal, George? Why is this such big news?
The buzz was crazy on Twitter everywhere. Now, it's because last Friday, you remember I told you about the qualifier to the Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations. That happens to be the grand qualifier for the Olympic Games. That's next year. So we played the first leg against Algeria in Accra. And before the game, everybody said, no, if we want to get the job done against Algeria, we need to win by 3 goals or by 2 goals, no, clearly, because it's difficult when you travel to the north of Africa to try and defend anything or try to score goals. Then we ended up drawing 1-1 with the boys here in Accra. So a lot of Ghanaians, I have to say, had written the team off and said, you are going up to Algeria, they're going to beat you by 2 or by 3, and you're going to be knocked out. Now, the captain, Yao Yeboah, and the coach, Ibrahim Tanko, kept on saying that, look, guys, we are going there and we're going to fight. But everybody believed that this was over for the Black Meteors, in fact. Now, they played the game yesterday about 8 p.m., and then they ended up winning the game in Algiers by 1-0. And the captain who missed the penalty scores the goal. Yes, a close one, yeah, 1-0. But because this Algerian side are really good, very, very good. And these days we are falling further low or below or right there in the pecking order when it comes to African youth football. And you can check that from what we have done in under-17, under-20, and under-23. So this is a very, very difficult thing, and they were able to crack it by going to Algeria and beat Algeria and knock them out before the final round. What it presents us now is a wonderful opportunity to make it to the Olympic Games so far as the football competition is concerned. The last time we went there was in 2004. I don't know where you were. Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, yes, I remember where I was.
Such a young girl by then. I saw you this day.
Yes, you're just kidding around.
So it will be really good, really good that we can make it back in there. But we have to hold on with all the jubilation and the celebration, guys, because this is where we are, and this is how difficult it has been. We have the likes of Egypt, Zambia, Ivory Coast, South Africa, Mali, Nigeria, right in the pool. So we have to go to this 8-team tournament later in November in Egypt and finish in the top 3. That means that we must qualify out of our group is the first thing. The next thing is we must make sure we're either coming away with a bronze medal, a silver medal, or a gold medal. And this is where it all starts. You know, I understand the emotion of Ghanaians, especially the disappointment on Friday, because we have such a wonderful cream of players at under-23, and we see them to be the future. But being the future means that you have to start showing us. So that shambolic performance against Algeria here in Accra was one that Ghanaians could not take, but they have kind of made up for it by qualifying. The next thing is they need to qualify for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and we hope that they can do it.
And win convincingly.
Yeah, it won't be easy because the likes of Ivory Coast, South Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, you know, Zambia, these are strong guys who play out there. But with the quality that we have and what the coaches have shown already, going to Algiers and winning, we expect them to keep just right in line. And
let me just throw in this one. You're trying to, let me borrow the words from the banking sector, clean up our football.
Yes,
And recently we saw the GFA Extraordinary Congress,
yes.
And the statutes, I beg your pardon, were adopted.
Yes.
Are we likely to see a reflection of what's happening in the football space, even in terms of performance? Exactly.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we've had a lot of room to cover. We're not covering the room. You see, we can do all these statutes and extraordinary congresses and go and sit down.
But the players argue that administrative issues affect their play.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The under-23 team had issues. Even they've won the game, they had issues. They had issues with coming. How much money? Some of them had to use their money. And when we put up the story, the sports ministry said, no, it wasn't true. Yeah, I've got some messages with some of the players, and they have issues. So I'm sure that the players will be sorted out later. But we've had issues. We have neglected under-23 for so long. That's why they're not doing that well. So for me, all the talk must end with a lot of action. And that's what we're expecting from whoever the next GFA president is. Alhaji Grusa says he's not contesting anymore. He's pulled out of the. He's pulled out. He's not interested anymore. So he's pulled out of the election.
I'm quite disappointed.
That will leave us with the likes of.
I thought he brought something beautiful to the competition.
If I was Alhaji Grusa, I'll still decide not to go ahead.
Why? Is it the money issue?
I don't think.
Or the language issue? I've seen him and I heard him respond to
if
all
I was
those.
Alhaji Gusa, I don't think I had a chance winning this one.
Why?
But what I won was the fact that I kept my hold on Ghana football, my special place as the special one. Because he announced that he got the hype after announcing that he was going to be part of this election. He got the hype again when he went to the GFA Congress and called the RFAs the Goro Boys. What else does he need? He's still the Alhaji Gusa. He can relax and allow his young boys to go up and be the GFA president he can support from behind. I think he's such a special guy, and that's what it is.
Stay his special.
Just stay as special.
All right, thank you very much, George Addo Jr. though, with the latest from the world of sports, and that's how we end this edition of Joy News Desk. Thank you so much for your company. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. From George and myself, it's goodbye, and from the entire team, we wish you the very best of the day. Do stay on. Maps is next with Joy News Interactive.
Direct.